life changed the last few weeks? I'm watching at the basketball game the other day. You're taking pictures every 5 seconds. And are you aware of this chants thing that's taken over, where people are saying your name in message boards, YouTube, and around campus?
Yeah, life has changed a little bit. Definitely get a little bit more recognition. I don't think too much of it. I think it's just fans supporting players, which is pretty cool to see. I've seen the chants thing pop up. At first, I was just seeing like comments just saying chants. I was like, I don't know what this is. And then I saw like a picture of my face, and then it said chants. So I was like, okay, I kind of understand it now. But yeah, I feel like it's just, the things that come with, being a starting quarterback in the SEC. So I've kind of taken it all in.
How do you stay so grounded?
I told my dad this, and even my agents. At the end of the day, I came to play football just because it's the love of the game. Like, I never expected to get NIL when I first came to college or do any of those things. So, I go out here and play the game. I've been playing since I was 5 years old, just to have fun, because that's what the game's all about.
How do you deal with the now the Heisman Trophy stuff around you? Is that something you embrace and enjoy, or is it something that you just try to ignore and just play?
Yeah, definitely embrace it a little bit and enjoy it a little bit because, it's great to get recognition like that. But, I kind of have to push it aside just because, none of that all matters until it matters. So until, the Heisman ceremony comes, it's not really on my mind. I'm focused on, winning one game each week. And right now we got South Carolina coming up, so that's what I'm focused on.
And I know that you have Jefferson Street, Joe Gilliam's jersey in your room. Yeah. Is that because you just thought it was a cool jersey, or is there any inspiration behind it?
I think really it was kind of my dad that gave it to me, and I always knew who Joe Gilliam was. Went to his football camps that he had when I was younger, that he hosted at Tennessee State. But my dad got one for me, and he told me to wear it, pose it, and I think I did it like one time. But I'm not really a Steelers fan, so I don't want to wear a Steelers jersey all the time.
So there was nothing like, hey, his story is an inspiration or anything like that?
His story is definitely an inspiration, and that's a quarterback that I look up to just because of the barriers that he broke, and just being African American. You didn't always see that growing up as a kid, that there's African American quarterbacks. So definitely kind of look up to him, and all the other ones who were alongside him as well.
In the Missouri game, coaches mentioned that you checked into or audibled into the screen pass for Casey when he made that. We'll talk a little bit about that development of getting to be able to have that freedom to call things and move things around in the line. When did that come around, and what was the process to get to be able to have that freedom?
Yeah, it all just comes with extra preparation. As the years went on, started to get more and more heavy on just going in and sitting down with Klein and understanding the game plan. And when we see this look, what are we trying to get into? What we don't want to run against this look. So I saw the safety roll down, and it's obviously we're overloaded. We can't block every single person. Sometimes they don't always bring all 7, but that time, fortunately, they did bring all 7, and we got all our guys through on the O-line. Got Casey the ball out quick, and he went out for 48. So.
Has there been any other plays this year that you've checked into something that it's gone for a touchdown, or is that the first one?
Can't recall. I've checked into a couple plays. There's like I said, there's plays where we'll either have like a double call, and we'll see something. If we want to get out of it, we'll check to this and have a kill call. But there's been definitely plays like that this season, and like I said, it just all comes with game planning and understanding what the team's going to do.
You've been able to avenge some losses this year. When I asked for about South Carolina, you used the word personal. Is that like kind of that revenge type thought in the back of your mind here when you get ready for this week?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously you can't look back at last year and try to bring that type of energy into it, but it is personal. Those were one of the teams that kind of got us out of getting into the playoffs last year and took us out of the SEC championship conversation. So it's just 1-0 mentality, and like I said, we have South Carolina, and that's what our focus is on, and we're just going out there to get another win. They're in our way just like every other team, so we're just going to go handle business this weekend.
As the weeks go on and y'all continue to be undefeated, one of only 3 in the whole country, what is the feeling around here? I know you guys believed you could do it, but to be this late in the season and be doing it, what does it mean to you guys?
Yeah, it obviously feels good. It gives us just the confidence that, you want to have going into each week, knowing that you're capable of beating any team that you go against. And it's not false confidence, which is good. So we're going into every week prepared and knowing that, the team in front of us, like I said, is in our way, and we're going to go dominate them, our best ability. So it's just about execution at the end of the day, and, focusing on that next game. Those other 9 are behind us now. So, we got 3 more, but we're focused on this one this week.
What does Torian York bring to this team, and can you appreciate how he calls the defense out to the defense?
Yeah, Torian York brings a different type of leadership. I mean, you guys just heard him talk about, how he prepares and how he's been watching film since 8th grade. But, I mean, just the way he does it, like, as soon as we get into the bus or the plane after a game, he's looking at, film for the next week or looking at a scouting report for the next week or watching a game of the team that we're about to play next week. So, I mean, he takes it to another level, and it's just great to see that growth from him and how he's done it all these years because, me and him are so close. We spend each other at each time's houses, just sitting there talking ball and just talking life at the same time because, we talked about this when we were freshmen about getting to this position and what it's going to take and that it's going to be me and him because, he knew what it took to be a starting linebacker to lead the defense and I knew what it took to be a starting quarterback and lead the offense. So we're kind of just, sailing ship on both ends and it's just great to see because he brings it out of everybody. I mean, he makes sure that, everybody's doing the right thing. We're all held accountable, and that's why you've seen so much success this year from us.
I assume you're a college football fan and watch. Are there any Heisman moments that you remember from players, whether like the Johnny Manziel near fumble touchdown, or what's your Heisman moment that you might remember as a fan?
Cam Newton's run against LSU, and then. I don't even think the little fumble pass was Johnny's best play. I think, the run he had against Mississippi State at Mississippi State was pretty fire. When he hit the Cam Newton celebration with this right here and scream. So, I mean, that was pretty cool. I mean, I can't really think of any other ones off the top of my head, but there's definitely a lot of people who have had their Heisman moments, and so just look out for mine.
I was going to follow up. Have you ever struck the Heisman pose?
I haven't.
Would you like to do it?
I mean, it'd be cool to do it. I'm just waiting for the right time.
Looked like one of your teammates might have done it for you.
Yeah, that's a little TikTok dance that has it in it, but it's not. When I strike the Heisman pose, it's gonna be me and me only probably. So
you work pretty closely with Coach Klein, of course. Just he was a Heisman finalist at one point. Just what's maybe been some of his advice that he's given you these last few weeks as you've had some success here and your name's in that conversation? Yeah,
I mean, he just honestly just checks in on me and asks me if I'm handling this well. Less as a coach, but more as a friend. He's making sure that this isn't too much on my shoulders and that I'm still focused and stuff like that. So we sit down every Sunday and talk about, the upcoming week, how we did the day before and just sit down and talk life and kind of understand each other. So, he's been a great coach, a great mentor for me. Like you said, he was a Heisman finalist, and so he's been through this before. So, just making sure that, I'm grounded in the same place and just worrying about the now is what he's been doing for me.
Who first called you the gingerbread man, and when did that come around?
I call myself the gingerbread man.
You do?
Yeah.
When did you start calling yourself that?
Probably about 5th grade. I used to call myself the gingerbread man. I call myself the dragonfly at one point. I don't know if you guys ever try to hit a dragonfly. It's pretty hard to do. I've never touched a dragonfly.
What was your most gingerbread man moment? Maybe this year and before.
Like this year, probably say the Mississippi State where I did a little pump throw, and that was crazy. I don't know how I did that, to be honest. And then in high school, if you go see my senior year highlights, I made a cut on 2 people and made 3 people tackle each other in a game, the state championship game. Unfortunately, we lost, but just going back and looking at the highlight, it was just pretty cool to see.
Marcel, you've obviously had a lot of there's a lot of work to be done here, but as somebody who got doubted in the preseason, have you had a chance at a human level to kind of sit back and just look on what this year has been for you personally and this team?
I mean, yes and no. Haven't really just stepped back and thought about, dang, we're doing really well. I mean, I'm just kind of like, taking each win by the week. and like I said, just trying to focus on the next one. But obviously, it's been pretty cool. This is the type of season that you dream of, and we're just doing everything that we can to keep it rolling. And it's amazing that we have all the support and everybody traveling with us and just going to watch games, and you see stadiums clear out. That brings so much joy to us, and people don't even understand it. And it's cool to be a part of not only a team but just a university and a program like this.
Who are some other quarterbacks around the country that have caught your attention?
Definitely, Ty Simpson, Fernando Mendoza. Honestly, really just all the guys in the Heisman race right now. Julian Sands doing really well. But Fernando, I trained up with him in Dallas this summer. He's a pretty funny guy. And then Ty, a little bit of history behind that is just like me and him played on the same 7-on-7 team back in Tennessee. And then, growing up, our dads used to coach against each other. His dad was the head coach at UT Martin, and mine was the head coach at Tennessee State, which are both in the OVC. So we used to go back and forth to Martin, Tennessee, and Nashville, Tennessee, just with that. So it's just cool to see people have met and talked to being so successful.
So we got. Thank you, Marcel.
Thank you guys.